And welcome to the first vidcast of the CritCast. I'm Hyper, joined by Hope, aka Muse Shake, and Nick Getley, aka Duba TV. No fancy intros this week, no introduction music. We're actually 13 minutes behind because apparently half an hour was being way too generous. Hey guys!
Hi.
Hello.
Hello! Alright, so we have the stream going, and we have Inferno Panda in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Inferno Panda.
Did you get the stream chat up like I said, Hope?
No, I'm still trying to get everything else to work because you were like, no, we have to do it right now.
Yeah, because we're like 15 minutes in.
Look, time waits for no man.
Anyway, so, while Hope is sorting her shit out, I am going to bring up today's thingamabob. Did you guys fill that out as well?
I have filled it out more than anybody, so...
Classic Nick. Haven't touched it.
Well, we'll sort you out, mate. We'll sort you out. Where is the fucking chat? Jesus. Where did I put it? We're such professionals.
Yeah, this is how things work.
Yeah.
There it is. Template. There we go. All right. So, guys, how you been doing?
I've been doing just fine. Your Twitch won't load for me. It says there's an error loading the data.
Okay.
I love everything. There we go. 8th time is the charm.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Oh, look. I can see everything. That's amazing.
Yay, first vidcast. We'll get this eventually.
Dude, it's looking really fly.
And I want to give a quick shout out to Inferno Panda, who's sitting in the chat ever so patiently for helping me test this and getting this working before today. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, who's going to take charge on the news and shit?
Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about in the news is all the really cool Halloween events that are coming out for Halloween celebrations. So like every day I find more events. I've been updating the page for IGN's wiki. And yeah, it's some of the stuff people are doing are really, really cool. Some of it's just, extra items and things like that. Are any games you guys playing doing a Halloween event?
Guild Wars 2 is doing a Halloween event, but they do that every year. No, that's the only game that I can really think of. World of Warcraft does it as well every year, so that's a thing. Do you know if there's any Halloween event for Destiny 2, Nick?
Well, Destiny 1 had you had the pumpkin heads, which gave you some sort of boost.
I don't think they've announced theirs yet. There are like a couple of places that are still.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't
to
heard anything yet.
Why does my dog always start barking when we podcast?
Needs its own dog cast.
Apparently, you're a bit quiet there, Hope.
Oh, sorry, buddies.
That's just Hope. Part of the charm.
A bit quiet in that.
She's just a delicate little flower.
The fuck? Let's ramp that up.
Yeah, boy.
It's up all the way. That's nice. I'll just become a bit closer to my microphone.
Yeah, just like
Don't mind me.
eat it.
Yeah. Do that thing the lead singer of Rammstein did, where he put a microphone through his cheek as a piercing.
What? No.
I'm gonna give that one a hard pass.
Oh, I thought we really wanted this to be popular and different.
We are popular and different. You've got your trendy haircut, I've got my snapback and nerd glasses, and Hope's sitting there with a game-related t-shirt on as a female.
Hey, I have a Bill and Ted shirt on, man.
Just be excellent.
And no one recognizes it. I go and get coffee, and then 18-year-old people are like,
I got a thing for you.
Oh.
It's because you're old.
Hey, look, if you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit. There's many a grey hair coming through, and I love it. I have to be full Clooney by 40. But yeah, it's bad when someone makes you a coffee and they're like, I like your shirt. And you're like, oh, you like Bill and Ted? And they're like, no, I don't know what that is.
Fucking
I
posers.
love wearing gaming shirts and having other people try to explain to you what the game is. That's my favorite.
Because you're a girl.
I was once wearing it was a BioShock Infinite shirt, and it was Elizabeth and what's his face falling through 2 portals.
Oh, yep.
Like portal game portals, and this guy it was at a PAX, and he was all like, "Oh, by the way, did you know that your shirt's referencing 2 games, not just 1?" And I was like, "I'm fucking wearing it, mate."
That just given me a thought. Like I should design a T-shirt that says my other channel is on Pornhub.
Oh, you're so disgraceful.
Anyway,
hang on. I have to model the Wild Stallion shirt for a second. Oh, look, it's chromating really amazingly. There you go, Inferno Panda.
So beautiful.
All right, Halloween events. Look, I don't really play a lot of games that, have the events and that. I have Rainbow Six, and Rainbow Six are so out of touch with what a cool event is. It's a fantastic game, but they have no idea how to put on a cool event. Like their idea of a cool limited time thing is you've got charms that hang from your weapons, and it'll be win 100 matches over the weekend, or win something crazy like 20 matches over the weekend with this character to get their charm for your gun, and they're normally really, really boring. Also, they have ignored Australia pretty much since the game started, even though Australia has some of the better pro teams. So I want an Australian operator, and if there was, something patriotic, then maybe I would get into the events on Rainbow Six. But apart from that, none of the games I play really kind of do those, because I'm, stupid, and I still haven't played Overwatch.
Yeah, I love Overwatch's Halloween event. Like, it's pretty much exactly the same as last year, but there are a couple of extra skins. But the PvE sort of horde mode is a lot of fun, and there's an endless mode on it now too, so you can really see how much you can handle. And I think it's really nice to bring something PvE to that game that's only ever PvP. So it's always really exciting.
Yeah, I was really excited by they were adding those PvE events. I thought you don't need to do this at all, and because it's Blizzard, it's going to be done really, really well as well. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
And the new skins are really cool too. Like Symmetra got a really cool skin. Zenyatta got a really cool Cthulhu skin. So even though they're just cosmetic, they're always, I don't know, they do a really good job on that kind of shit. The other game I play that's got Halloween event is Pokemon Go.
Oh, awesome. Tell me about that.
People still play that?
Shit about it.
So they've released a couple of Gen 3 Pokemon for the first time during this event. So they've got a couple of the ghost types out, like Shuppet and Dusclops and stuff like that. Damn, that's a hype train!
Hype train!
Whoa!
Hype train! A toot toot!
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight has a Halloween thing, doesn't it? Says Dexter 561.
Yes, and that's the game that just keeps on giving as well. Actually,
time to re-download Pokemon Go. Don't do it. Just don't.
You can do it. You can play
don't.
with me.
No. You can't play with her. She's in Melbourne.
There's a Pikachu with a Halloween hat, and he's super cute. And also, you get like double candy.
You know what it needs? It needs really lame jump scares. Like you need to be walking along, and a Gengar just jumps out at you and
I remember when the game first came out, if you touched anywhere on the map, it would make this, like, this was back in the beta, I don't know if it still does because I've turned sounds off since, but it would make this horrible, like, noise, just for, like, being like, that's nothing and you can't touch it. So if you're walking along with headphones in and you tapped it accidentally, like, while I was down by your side, it scared the crap out of me many times.
Many times.
That's not fun.
I like Pokemon Go. I think it's cool, and you guys are all losers.
Hyper's just OG hipster because he played their previous game. What was it again,
I
Hypes?
played Ingress.
Yeah, Ingress.
Yeah.
Ingress was good. Pokemon Go is kind of better. It's a bit more realised.
Fuck off.
Good old Ingers. Oh, wow, this is a fight. Fight!
It was a reskinned Ingress.
There's more to do in Pokemon Go. You've got gyms and all sorts of stuff, more than just adding portals to things and getting keys.
Yeah, but Ingress was more tactical. Like, when you got together with the local community, it got massively tactical. And
That's
also massively vicious, too.
I'm against most things that involve me getting together with any sort of community.
What? Pokemon Go? You didn't go on one
What?
of the giant walks?
No.
Say, Nick, didn't you organise one of these giant walks?
Yeah, leave it to the guy with social anxiety to organise a 1,200 person strong walk. That was fun. No, it was fun because everyone was, either a dork.
I'm not getting
or
that virtual
riding the
beatdown by
nostalgia
Hope.
Well, everyone here knows it.
It was. If we edit a video of this, there's going to be that Morpheus is fighting Neo moment.
I know kung fu.
I know kung fu.
Show me.
Yeah.
All I can think of is, did you guys ever see the fart remix of that? That's all.
Yeah. They're like, you think that's air you're breathing now? It's a horrible fart.
Yeah. Smell good, don't they?
I'm just like spamming the thing everywhere. The link to the stream.
Don't invite people to this.
I've already done it. I've like posted it in like 6 different locations.
That's kind of good considering the effort that went into this, and it's looking pretty decent.
I reckon this is going to be the thing going forward. Like, we can get this really going and compete with some other particular podcasts and whatnot.
So, seasonal events are also becoming a thing for Destiny 2, which you guys both play. Have you guys read about it? What do you think?
Seasons. So the entire premise that I understand about seasons is that it's going to be, I think it's a couple of months at a time where rewards that are provided from what's called Bright Engrams are specific to that season, similar to the previous game, Destiny 1, where you had Year 1, Year 2, and Year 3 content. You could only earn that content during that specific time period. I'm not too sure how I feel about it yet, because I only learned of it last night. As I went out to the Schnit house with a couple of my ex-clan buddies. They were telling me and ranting and raving on about it, and they were saying, oh my god, you can get like new ghost skins and stuff like that, makes him look like Daft Punk and all this other stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And it's like, yeah, but you can only earn it during this period and this period. And it's like, shorter time periods, I don't get to play the game enough as it is, so I'm still on the fence about it. Hey, Tuttlefish, thank you for the follow.
It's always really good to see extra content and something to shake it up. Apparently factions and clans will get unique items and also different characters that represent them, whether or not they, like, if they've completed the season's challenges and things like that. So I think it'll be good. Like, new content is usually always at least kind of a good thing, especially on a game like that. The other thing with Destiny 2 is Trials of the Nine is being postponed to fix the glitching problem with the emotes.
Yeah, what I understand that people were they were using like certain gear or some shit like that to sort of cheat the game or something. I heard very little about it last night, but yeah. Carry on.
Destiny, like, Bungie has been so wary of this kind of stuff, so I would say they'll take it down for even small reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they kind of they experiment so much with what they're doing, and I do like that, but it makes for a bumpier experience, but at least they're trying something different. They're still learning from the first Destiny, they're still learning from their experiences developing the Halo games. I'm always up for more content, and the thing with these events is it always comes back. Like, if you miss out on the rewards, then you'll probably have another opportunity later on to earn them. But again, I'm in the same boat. I'm not playing Destiny 2 anywhere near enough. It's funny that it's as hungry as an MMO, but less rewarding.
Yeah, there's also seemingly less to do in there to achieve that content as well, because like you've got 3 characters, you can do all of your milestones on each of those within a span of a couple of hours, and then what have you got left to do for the rest of the week? Crucible, yeah, that gets old pretty quick.
I find that for me, like, MMOs are boring. Like, I don't enjoy the combat in a lot of MMOs. I don't enjoy the way you move around the world and things like that. So Destiny actually has, like, a system that I'll enjoy because it's an FPS. And I think, like, because it's got that instead of, collect 2 sticks and 1 rock and bring it back 5 billion times.
What happened? What happened to the half a dozen wolf pelts that you got from the last adventurer? You sack.
No, I agree. I think the more streamlined approach is good, and I think it appeals to more gamers. The only problem is when you have a more streamlined approach that instead of 400 hours into the game, you have a truly unique look on it. Something like Guild Wars or World of Warcraft. It's like, no, I got this, and there's heaps of people that don't have this. Whereas Destiny, we're all fighting over the same gun. Like when Fatebringer and Thorn were these hand cannons that everyone wanted, everyone ended up having them. So it's, I don't know, your character feels a lot less unique. And if you're someone like myself, where that is the reward, to be this unique, but I don't know, you've earned your prestige kind of thing, I don't feel a shared world shooter does as good a job as feeling rewarding as an MMO. But a lot less
MMOs
hours.
have that thing as well, where there's like a correct way to play them. Like, that's one of the things that always
Yes.
annoys me the most about MMOs.
If you're referring to like endgame raiding, that sort of landscape has changed somewhat from what it was a couple of years ago. Yes, there is still the meta, and the meta will exist in every other game, but a lot of that is still laxed these days in terms of being able to build the character your own way. I believe World of Warcraft was also one of the ones that sort of took that stance to change it so that way people weren't all playing, say, subtlety rogue, and playing it with a specific build. They made it less about the talents that you were selecting, so that you can select what you want and still get those benefits.
Because I do remember back in the day when I attempted to get into MMOs, having people like yell at me for not having the correct stuff equipped, and I was like, but I want to do this kind of, character. And people were like, no, that is not the right character. This one is much stronger.
Mm.
And
Yeah, absolutely, that's a thing. And I love the idea of an MMO, and it took me so long to find one that I could dedicate myself to. And unfortunately, I don't really have the time. I think Neverwinter is really accessible, especially for an inexperienced MMO person. I think that Guild Wars 2 is as well. It's done a couple of things differently. Elder Scrolls is great, but there's so much less of that pressure to play a character a certain way that all the PvP combat feels the same. It's basically, everyone says you have to use just this many skills and have this character build. So, I don't know, it's more accessible, but it falls into that whole there is a correct way to play it, even more so because it's so much more simple.
Guild Wars 1 used to be a lot like that. Like, you had specific character builds for different classes, and they would frequently update those builds based on the updates that came through from the devs. And as soon as, a build that you were using for the last 3 months, as soon as that becomes outdated, that was it. You had to spend that time to acquire those skills and shit again. Whereas Guild Wars 2, as you said, it's a lot more sort of open, it's a lot more freeform, and that was the way that it was developed from the get-go. But I think we're talking about MMOs more than events now.
Well, there's not a lot going on in the games we're playing.
this is what you call organic conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
This is what you dream of when you meet other nerds. And no one's called anyone a horrible name yet.
Yeah, you losers.
But yeah, no, look, Halloween events, if people want to let us know stuff we've missed out on, we can catch up on that, I guess, next time. But I've not been playing a lot of seasonal-ish event games.
But yeah, it's hard to comment on ones that I don't play. Because it's just most of the ones that I've sort of looked into, it's just like, you can get these 3 items, or this new character skin, or everybody's head is a pumpkin. Like, that seems to be the way that Halloweens go. I know that my personal Halloween event is actually going to Starbucks to get pumpkin spice lattes because I'm so white that
Get
I
out.
disappear in the snow.
Get out.
Look, I'm gonna try one of those one day, but there's no Starbucks anywhere near
It
me.
tastes like chai and gingerbread had a baby made of coffee.
Sounds all right. That sounds all right.
It's actually pretty good. Hyper, you wanted to talk about the changes coming to Twitch?
Yeah, so TwitchCon happened this weekend. I'm not too sure how long it's going to go on for, but I know that there's been some pretty big announcements coming out. As a Twitch streamer myself,
no, you're not a real streamer because you're not there, mate.
I'm not a real streamer because I'm not there.
Throwing shade. No, continue.
Anyway, so the Twitch devs have outlaid a clear pathway or a clear roadmap to attaining either affiliate status or partnership status now. Whereas previously it was sort of... Originally it was based on pure metrics and pure numbers, and then it was then based on just showing that initial channel growth or showing that your channel was growing. Now they're going to be doing it based on a series of achievements that they're putting in. So once you've, and this is a quote from an article that I read on PC Gamer, that as soon as you have attained those achievements on your account, you're guaranteed either affiliate or partnership status. They haven't detailed as to what exactly those achievements are or what they're going to entail or what the requirements are to get those achievements, but I think this is a fucking awesome thing.
Yeah, I think having a clear idea of what you should be doing to improve your standing on Twitch is a really, really great... it's really good to have it laid out for you.
Yeah, it's like, rather than being going, oh, do I need to have this amount of followers, or do I need to have this many concurrent views, or whatever, and sort of having that fluctuate on the time to time, you can have a clear sort of, I need to work on this, and then do this, and then once I've got that unlocked, I can then work on this, and then sort of, going down the chain is sort of like a progressive checklist.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah, same.
But they haven't released it yet, have they?
No, they haven't.
No, I think it's a good idea. It's good because I follow a lot of Australian streamers, and sometimes people have more or less views or the same amount as someone else, and someone gets partnered, someone else doesn't, and
some people get partnered straight off the bat.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of people that have done previous ventures in the games industry, and then they just kind of the next morning, I'm going to be a Twitch streamer, and bam, they're partnered straight away.
That's what I was referring to.
Yes, and we've seen a couple of different things.
How does that happen?
People that know people.
Ah, yes, that old nut.
Yeah. So I think it's good that there has to be kind of something done. I only wish that when I did my charity marathon stream that I did that on my channel, because that got 40,000 views, and that would have been such a leg up. But I've started 3 different Twitch channels, but this one's the one, guys. It's okay.
You're sticking with Duba TV.
Man,
you're sticking with Duba TV.
I'm Duba everywhere I go. It just makes sense.
When we get this vidcast working properly, like, because at the moment it's just streaming on my channel, we will eventually be able to have it on all 3 channels running concurrently.
Very good.
Because I can actually probably stream again.
Hooray!
Yay!
I built my beast, and he's beautiful.
Yeah. So tell us about your new gaming PC there, Hope.
Yeah, go on.
I spent a lot of money, and now I have none. And so I finally built a competent PC instead of the shit heap I was running. It's not that special. It's got like an i7 8700, one of the new Coffee Lake processors. It's just got a pretty standard 1080 GTX. Coffee Lake.
Pumpkin
Coffee.
spice lake.
Latte Lake.
It's got a pumpkin spice lake.
That's the next one, and then I'll have to get that. Those are the 2 major things. I have 32 gigs of RAM, because a lot of what I do is video editing and things like that, so I was having my computer blue screen when I was trying to make a video, and that was getting way too frustrating. My volume's still low. I cannot change this.
If you go to Mic Aux and click on the cog, go to filters, and then there will be a filter there. I think it's gain. You can probably add that and then specify the volume that way.
All right. So I'll keep talking about my computer because it's beautiful. And I'll up that gain all the way. That's going to hurt all of your ears. Tell me if that's better or worse. So yeah, 32 gigabytes! It's fantastic. And I've also gotten...
Whoa.
Too loud?
Loud.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Better.
Let's bring that down.
People are jealous of your gains, bro.
How about that?
Jealous of your gains. I just got that. I'm slow.
Oh. I am one of the gym people now.
Oh, you're one of those people, huh?
Yeah.
So I rendered a video the other day, and none of my stuff maxed out, and it was so beautiful.
Until you start piling other software on your computer that secretly uses CPU cycles in the background,
Look,
as
yeah,
I found
probably.
out.
I already changed it, Inferno. Let me know if this is worse. But yeah, essentially now I will be able to. I can play games. I was playing Overwatch on Ultra, and I had a little bit of a moment to myself about that because it was very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
How much
My
was the women?
And yes, it's lovely, but I have to reinstall everything and set everything up, which is a pain in the ass. But it does mean that I'm probably going to start streaming regularly. Not this week because it's Melbourne's International Game Week and PAX is on this weekend, but probably after that.
While we're on that subject of streaming, give me a second. Streamer Duba TV. Guys, go and give those two a follow. You're speaking with Museshake and then Duba TV. We're like the Breedy Bunch, turning our heads up and down like this. Go give them a follow. Help them get their channels up there. Right up there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because I play really weird niche shit, and everyone needs to see more of that.
Yes, not 50,000 channels of fucking Overwatch.
I played Stardew Valley once, and even though I loved it, I felt dirty being a Stardew Valley streamer. And then I was like, I'm going to play Kingdoms of Amalur.
I loved Kingdoms of
Inferno
Amalur.
Panda's
so
going to love
good.
that comment.
I don't know what it was about that game, but it had a really good loop to it. Like this constant, you do a quest, it's satisfying, you get the loop, and then you got like some wicked new item. It did what MMOs do for most people, but it did that for me.
I felt like it was the Fable we should have got, It felt like a kind of evolution from that series, even though it had nothing to do with it. It just, yeah, I absolutely love Kingdoms of Amalur, and I started again. And yeah, I'm absolutely in love with it. And then I'm probably going to go back and play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines because everyone should play that.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is in my top 5 all-time games.
Awesome. What blood family do you belong to?
Malkavian with a little bit of Toreador.
I think I'm the hipster arty one, which was Ventru, perhaps?
Yeah,
or...
Toreador. No, Toreador.
That's it, Toreador.
That's me
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays the way that the lore works on those, since they've retro-conned a lot of it, in the new vampire system, which you're not interested in at all, but I'm going to tell you anyway, is that Malkavian's not a clan anymore. It's actually a disease. So it can be any bloodline and have and suffer from Malkavia, which means which means that you're insane.
Not to get too derailed off the podcast plan,
because I could talk about this a lot.
We do have viewers. I assure you, there's a plan. But did they? Didn't someone secure the rights to something in that universe?
Okay, so the guys who made EVE Online were planning on making an MMO, and it was announced at one of the White Wolf, who were the guys that owned the actual thing, cons probably 10 years ago now. But I think it just got canned maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I cried.
Doesn't White Wolf own the rights to the character of Gangrel from WWE as well?
Yes.
Well, Gangrel is a clan in Vampire. So
he's also the name of a wrestler that he is still going around.
Yep, a wrestler got fired because he couldn't stop gaining weight.
And also wanted to do porn? Porn. Yeah, he wanted to do porn as well.
Yeah, he's directed a few.
That was Bubba Dudley, apparently.
Oh, right. Bully Ray.
Who's retired just over this past week.
Yeah, wow. Well, yeah. I don't know what Gangrel's, if there's a vampire theme to his XXX Entertainment. If it's like Gangrelicious Entertainment or something. I hope it's not.
It's so the clan Gangrel are the really animalistic guys. They can turn into animals and like summon animals to help them and shit like that.
Yeah, they were cool, and like just all the different postures they all.
Did you ever play Vampire Bloodlines as Malkavian, as the insane guys?
No, I just.
Oh, what?
I never pulled the trigger on that one. I was so close to
Okay, all of your conversation options are totally different because you're insane.
They're just bananas.
Oh, yeah. The insanity is sort of driven from this hive mind concept. So the deal is, part of the thing behind Malkavians being insane is that they hear voices, but they all hear voices, and it gives them this insight because some of it's true. Because it's things that other Malkavians are seeing.
That's cool.
So you do get stuff like that. You also have the ability to inflict your insanity upon other people. So more than a couple of times I got out of shit by I convinced one girl that I was her pet turtle, Shelly. At one point I stopped and had a conversation with a stop sign, being all like, you can't tell me what to do. I got home one day and the TV was all like, have you heard this joke? And I'm like, TV man! And you just talk to the TV guy for a little bit.
This is amazing.
Yeah, really? It's a totally different game.
Yeah. I'm saying everyone should check it out in time for Halloween.
Oh, it's a perfect Halloween game. It's very long, though. It's quite an in-depth RPG.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. Halloween.
That would be, right, now you've touched on that, the PlayStation 2 Nightmare Before Christmas game is super duper rare and super duper awesome. I think it was published by Capcom.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie's Revenge. And it's got musical Guitar Hero-y moments, but then lots of platforming.
It's got everything.
Yeah, Jack Skellington's got a whip. It's like medieval kind of that old school game.
That's some people's fantasy, I'll tell you that much.
Kelly's got a whip, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What have you guys been playing?
Did you want to go first, or?
I can. We've both been playing Shadow of War.
Yes.
So we could talk about that. What do you think?
I think it's pretty fun. I accidentally made a multi-time commander by getting myself killed by the same fucking orc every time.
How did he kill you?
So he just started out as a random grunt, and then like he just got the last hit, like, you know, fucking like League of Legends, last hit kills the enemy and gets the thing. But he got the last hit on me. He's like, they're gonna make me a general now. And then I went to go kill him again because I'm like, I'm gonna stop this bitch in his tracks. What happens? I get fucking wrecked.
You straight up feeder.
Can I ask what difficulty you're playing on?
Normal.
Okay. I am having sort of the opposite problem with this game because I understand that you're meant to sort of get these narratives being built from dying like I did in the first one, and I'm not dying. So, like, I've been killed maybe twice, and once it was by a creature, so it didn't count for anything.
Interesting.
And it kind of... Shadow of War is not dissimilar to Amalur, actually, for me, because it's got that really nice feedback loop where you're like, yeah, I'm going to get this guy, and then I'm going to take him over, and then I'm going to do this other thing, and it's really hard. It's one of those games that's really difficult to put down, but I'm also kind of finding it boring because nothing's happening.
Are you a side activity kind of person, or are you kind of pacing yourself and doing bits of story here and then doing other things as well?
I'm definitely pacing myself, but the story missions feel kind of the same as just capturing orcs anyway. Like, it's all go to this place, encounter a badass orc, Uruk, and kill it. Like, that's kind of what it is all the time.
That's not great. That's like when I played Far Cry and all I wanted to do was really clear outposts and didn't give a shit about the story.
Far Cry 3 was amazing.
Saying that, like, every review I've read about this game says that it's amazing and fantastic, and I'm wondering if I'm just having a really bizarre experience because I'm not dying? I don't know.
Is it a case of, you know, it's a great game, it's just not quite your great game?
Well, I loved the first one. Like, I played the crap out of it. So I really don't know. Like I've been trying to work this out for the whole week while I've been playing it. It's got that nice loop to it. It feels satisfying, but I get stuck in that loop and then I'm bored, and then nothing happens organically like it's supposed to, so it doesn't throw me out of the loop.
I was watching Wild today on Twitch, who was playing it, and some of the later game content looks really, really fun. Like there's this section where there's like a bunch of orcs fighting in an arena, and then you just like stand near it, and then you take control of those orcs, and then you like bash the shit out of the other orcs in a 1v1 thing.
Oh, I do have that content already.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I haven't got that far.
I'm quite far through.
Well, then again, I'm not reviewing it. You are.
Hey, who said we were doing reviews?
This is
true. And
true.
that's actually part of why I haven't made any proper content for it yet, because I'm having a really hard time figuring out how I feel about this game. It's one of those times when you have an experience and you're pretty sure it's just you.
Yeah, that's me with a lot of games. And then I find some indie gem and I fall in love with it. I think maybe I'm just not built for AAA at the moment.
If I didn't love the first one so much, I'd be more willing to just accept that maybe this isn't for me. But everyone says it's the first one but better. I'm like, oh.
That's
better?
unfortunate.
The other game that I've been playing is Life is Strange, so...
This!
What?
You've got it written down as list here in the document.
Yeah, that's what that stands for.
I
Oh,
thought
you
I thought
guys-
that was just some euphemism for like yes, new PC or yay, new
My
PC.
PC's name's Liz.
This! No, my PC's name is Jarvis.
You should name your PC Liz Danger.
Ooh. So Life is Strange Before the Storm, the second season, I guess you'd say, or
Yeah, correct. It's the prequel to the original Life is Strange. IGN, it is a good name. Oh yeah, Iron Man PC. It's because everything inside him is red and beautiful. Just like me. All my insides are red and beautiful. We've got a lot in common. IGN had me reviewing Life is Strange, the Before the Storm. So episode 1 came out on like Friday at 3 a.m, so I had to power through that. But I'm actually really liking it. It's pretty good. It's very character driven, as all those games are. But if you don't like this kind of game, you're just going to hate it. So I'm glad that I like it and that I can just get into the narrative.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
It's one of those games that you just don't recommend to everyone. Like that's a ridiculous idea.
I still feel though.
don't
it's
play
like,
this.
It's in the same vein as maybe the Telltale games, just that Telltale, for me, feeling really tired and burnt out at the moment. Life is Strange kind of expands on that. We're all about the narrative experience.
Is it because
Life is Strange is very like Telltale has that bit of action to it as well, and they're just doing so many different series. Like they're halfway through their Batman iteration. They've done so much stuff, and because it all does feel a bit the same, I can understand being burnt out on the Telltale games for sure.
Like it was a cool niche sort of thing when they brought out what was it? Back to the Future.
Walking Dead.
No, I think it was Back to the Future, then Walking Dead.
Yeah, they it's weird. It's kind of like little, I don't know, like a film director. You see something really cool, like the guy that did Hunt for the Wilder People is now doing Thor Ragnarok. It's kind of like you worked with Monkey Island and Sam and Max, and now you can play with these bigger franchises. But it just feels like maybe they play it too safe sometimes at Telltale, and it's a shame. I'd like to see them go back and do more Monkey Island, but I don't think there's any interest there apart from me and maybe 3 other old gamers on the internet that want one.
I think a lot of people would like a new Monkey Island. I mean, didn't Double Fine manage to kickstart a point and click a couple years ago, and they managed to get a lot of interest into it?
Yeah, it's certainly like on the way on a comeback. The adventure series and point and click, and like Thimbleweed Park was a great game, but the last 5 minutes or so where you arrive to the final chapter and the final moments of the final chapter, it was a bit of a letdown. But yeah, I guess that you're relying on Kickstarter, and I don't feel that Kickstarter is as widely known about as it should be. I mean, like, geeks know about it, like your geeks and your hardcore gamers and people like that, but I still have friends that are like, oh, you know what would be cool? I knew this, and I'm like, that was on Kickstarter and it did not make its funding. And yeah, I don't know.
I have a lot of distrust for Kickstarter titles as well. A lot of them I just haven't. Burnt? I haven't. I've been burned in the sense that I kickstarted something and it took way longer to come out, but it did eventually come out. But I've only ever kickstarted one thing, whereas I have friends who like kickstarted other things like Star Citizen, for example.
Yeah, well, Star Citizen is a joke to start with.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I just like alienated like half the internet.
I know how you feel about it. No, I have my own personal rules for whether or not I'll fund something, and if someone's an experienced developer and they have gameplay footage and it looks promising, and there's a number of factors that make that decision for me. Whereas sometimes, some people have no experience. They're not a programmer. They're not into coding. They're not even a graphic designer. They're just like, I want to do this, and it's not going to get off the ground. But because Kickstarter does have somewhat of a reputation in hardcore circles, I think people go, oh, it's on Kickstarter. They only want this much. It must be a good idea, and it's not, and there's no guarantees.
I hear Kickstarter is a lot better for like board games and stuff like that. I've got a lot of friends who quite enjoy kickstarting physical things, but it seems to be less. Doesn't always seem to work out for video games.
Yeah, I think board games. It's kind of, I think people, they've seen other board games, they kind of know how to go about producing a board game. They've probably kickstarted some themselves and thought, oh, let's do this idea instead. Video games, I think a lot of people, they underestimate just how much like going out on your own is. Even some experienced developers underestimate things. Like, I haven't heard jack about the new ToeJam and all that's coming, and they really pushed it, and it looked promising. I didn't really like the art direction all that much. It was that 2D on a 3D plane, everyone's flat, Parappa the Rapper thing.
Yeah.
Which is not ToeJam at all my mind. But anyway, I haven't heard anything from those guys in ages, and they were emailing me personally and everyone else, and they were putting out Kickstarter updates, and I don't know what's going on. And these are people that really, they have developed a number of games, and there was even a ToeJam and all they developed on the original Xbox, so it's not like they've been out of the loop since the DOS era or something like that. And yeah, I had
the demo for the original Xbox one. I played it a couple times.
It had some weird tie-in with Jet Set Radio, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was because it was Sega and it was Sega. I think you got
You're Sega, I'm Sega.
Yeah,
what else do you need?
Let's be Sega buddies, and I'm pretty sure.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, it was one of those. I think it was I saw at Target. Jet Set Radio Future was being sold with like a demo disc, like in a little flappy sleeve over the top of the game as well, because it was Sega. So.
Man, Jet Set Radio Future. There's a game.
There's a busy wallpaper.
You're a little bit quiet, Duba.
I could eat the microphone a bit more. Give me a sec. There we go.
Like
I'm about like 70-ish% now.
What have you been playing, Nick?
What have I been playing?
Yeah.
Got back into Kingdoms of Amalur, which is a fantastic game, and the story behind it is just bananas for the games industry in the best way. Does everyone know about that?
I remember something about it.
It's. I may have some of the details wrong here, but I'm pretty sure it's an ex-NFL player who said he wanted to start a business and got a grant from like the Jersey, government or whatever. And everyone thought, oh, it's going to be some sort of sports program or like some sort of youth program. No, he started a video game studio, and it was the first and last thing they made.
Wait, you're not referencing Kingdoms of Amalur, are you?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
that's what he
I've been
said.
playing that. Yeah, fantastic, great game.
Didn't they get like into some massive shit with their local government for like fraudulent behavior with the state provided funds or some shit.
Yes, and I think they ended up being in so much debt that there was some crazy like who owns what, and it was a horrible implosion of
Studio 56 or some shit. I can't remember the name of it.
Studio with numbers. Absolutely. The game itself is great, but it's such a wacky, like, you need to make a movie based on this. It needs to be like The Wolf of Wall Street, except completely farcical and bananas comedy. But yeah,
that does sound pretty good.
It's a great game, and it needs to have, like, I don't know, Michael Cera in the movie. And I have...
The guy who just wanders into movies somehow.
Yes, he's just there. I've also been getting back into Rocksmith, because I don't know, I feel like learning new songs on bass and on guitar, and it's a fantastic way of doing that. It's just that it costs you $4 at least every time you want a new song, and that can feel a little steep.
Just torrent it.
No.
Torrent
no.
things.
I'm sure that Skid Row and people like Alice Cooper don't need any more money, but
that's true.
I should actually get it on Steam, because there are plenty of times where the songs are like $1 each, and that never happens on Xbox. There's no support for the game on Xbox One.
Apparently,
I remember I picked it up a while back trying to learn something, but the guitar I was using had such terrible reverb that I couldn't do it.
Yeah, actually, I have to really slam the shit out of my bass. I never get perfect on a song, even though I'm slaying, Iron Maiden, because I've played it so much. It's always like, turn up your volume, and it's on maximum, and it's like, do this more, and I'm like, it's on maximum, and then my bass isn't even that old, so I don't know. There are the occasional problems depending on what guitar you're using, and it's not exactly cheap to go swap out a guitar. And again, look, in the chat here, I've got Bessie J saying Streets of Rogue. I've already talked about Streets of Rogue, but yes, we have played more of it, and it's still just as fun.
This is that crazy game.
It is.
With the gas in the vents.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a murder drug simulator, and it's weird with its morals, which is, I find, interesting, because anytime there's someone locked up, you should free them, because you get experience points for freeing prisoners, even though they could be in jail for a good reason. Doesn't matter, just you get points. So yeah, again, play Streets of Rogue if you haven't, and if you're an RPG nut, definitely check out Kingdoms of Amalur. It's always, I think it's always at a decent price anyway. It's always on sale at Steam sales.
It
just put it
came
on your
out a
wish
really
list.
long time ago. It came out on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, like 2011, 2012 or something like that. I think the only other thing I was playing when that came out was Dante's Inferno, which really was a fantastic game, and survived the EA process, which is crazy that it came out so fun.
EA process?
Yeah,
the
like the
thing
whole
where they kill the games.
Shove multiplayer in there. Where's your season pass?
Inferno Panda has a question for Duba or Nick. Have you had a round of comedy night yet?
No. I'm keen to get this going. I have a bunch of comedians that are probably going to smoke me, but I would like to have a couple of nights where we see how good people can do it, and then let's just get your regular dudes. And I have a nerdy comedy routine all written down, and I'm pretty happy with my routine. I just hope other people are. You can joke about Nazis, right?
Bethesda certainly thinks so.
Oh, I can't believe they had to apologize to people. Fuck.
Hey, Kumar. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, it's a bear.
Hey, guy.
Hello.
Well, what have other people been playing?
So I've been playing Shadow of War on PS4. 'Cause that was the second.
Shadows of War.
Pretty fun. It's like I'm just sitting there button mashing and just killing shit and learning stuff. Both me and my partner have been taking turns at the game. But Destiny 2, I've been playing a bit of that. PUBG when I'm streaming it. Overwatch when I'm streaming it. A few other games. whatnot. But I've also been playing quite a lot of WWE 2K18 this weekend and this past week.
Hang on, my chair doesn't have a seatbelt, but I feel I need to buckle up here.
Yeah, like, are you a sad guy?
Oh my god, I have so many mixed feelings about this game. So I'm a huge wrestling fan. I have been since I was 14. I kind of went off it for a brief period, but that's what happens when you go to high school and kids pick on you and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the first WWE game that I'd played after so many years was WWE 13, and I felt that it was such an upgrade to WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2006, I think it was, or 2005. I can't remember. It was the one with John Cena and Batista on the cover. And then I bought WWE 13, and then I waited a few years, and then I bought WWE 2K17, and I felt fucking gypped with that game. That game was so fucking shit. I felt
scripted
like I was
losses
robbed.
in campaign mode should die.
Yes, they should.
Yeah.
And it seems as though that 2K18 isn't anything different, aside from that it looks prettier because it doesn't have to sort of scale itself down for PS3 and Xbox 360 anymore. It's actually able to take, full use of like PS4 and Xbox 360 and also Xbox One and PC when that eventually launches. But the thing that pisses me off is that I'm trying to play through my career mode, or my player mode, as they're calling it now. Mm-hmm. And you go from, creating your dipshit character with, like, complete generic fucking wrestler gear.
Under Armour. Yeah, like Kmart Under Armour.
Kmart Under Armour. More like, what is it? Like $2 shorts from Kmart and, boots and,
just
all
embrace
these...
it. Hanes tracksuit pants.
Yeah, like mismatching colors and like you look like something out of the fucking 80s when the 80s were cool to have like mismatching colors.
Hey, 80s is still cool.
Hey, 80s is still cool, but this...
I missed it, but
this is
I think
like
it's
shite.
Yeah, I was going to say that is like a fundamental like discourse or whatever between what the wrestling game is trying to say is cool. Like, yeah, continue.
Anyway, so you start out in the developmental center. So for those who don't watch wrestling, the WWE Developmental Center is a facility in Miami, Florida. No, Orlando, Florida. It is. It's basically where they have like all their training and whatnot that goes on, like weights, ring training, mic training, that sort of shit, before they put them onto live TV events like their developmental TV show, NXT. So you go from going wrestling in the developmental center to NXT to going on like on a TV show. You start yourself with a feud with some of the guys that are currently running through NXT at the moment that have come from other promotions that have to go through WWE's form of wrestling, and then after that you get taken on to the main show, either Raw or SmackDown, since they split the brand again. It's taken me 4 weeks, where previously I think it took me a few months to get from NXT to the main roster, unless I played it really, really good during the developmental section where you can go straight to the main roster. That's incredibly fucking hard to do. But because they handicap you so much with your character. They like give you fuck all in terms of stats. They give you fuck all in terms of gear, abilities, moves, and all this other shit. And you have to earn it through the point system.
Wait. Just before you get into it, did it do what 2K17 did, where it forced you to make a character, which can take, an hour or two, only to take your goddamn finishing move away?
No. So, the characters that you make in 2K17 My Creation Suite can't be imported into My Career at all.
Oh, so it avoids that with an... okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's not exactly an improvement. That's just...
You cannot import your custom created character where you've got all the shit in the world. You can't take that and then put that into My Career. You've got to start with a fucking generic-ass template in My Career.
What if you went to the effort of uploading a personal logo or something? Like, you can't use that either?
Oh, no, I managed to download a Bullet Club logo from the community downloads, and I managed to use that as a thing, because for some reason it doesn't really count. But half of the clothing items and stuff like that, the move sets, the abilities and all that other shit, is locked away by loot boxes or loot crates. Now, this, from what I can tell, this isn't the real money sort of loot boxes that we all fucking hate.
Okay.
This is using in-game currency that you earn through playing matches and shit like that. But it's still fucking annoying. Like,
at least then you earn it.
I miss the arcade style of WWE games or wrestling games that came from Dukes, like SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, Shut Your Mouth. All those games from the PS2, PS1 era, where it was just get in, fight, and play. It's taking such a turn where it's deliberately handicapping you to sort of extend that gameplay to make you try and earn shit.
I feel that it's just, I'm just going to say it. 2K as a WWE video game publisher just isn't working for me because they're treating it like NBA. They're going, this is a sport, not sports entertainment. They're just going, this is a sport. Let's represent it as accurately and realistic as possible. And then they're meeting with the WE and saying things like, okay, so where do you start off? And they're like, oh, you come to us for maybe another promotion, or you just come to us, you're just a gym junkie and you want to be a wrestler. You go through developmental, you go through NXT, and then if you succeed there, you go to the main roster. How they've turned that into a boring and deliberately frustrating experience goes beyond me, because the pedigree, like the games that came before it on the PS2 era, they knew it was sports entertainment, but it was entertainment first, and a lot of people classified it as a fighting game. And even the story moments, like, do you remember when, I can't remember which one it was, but before you headline WrestleMania, you choose how you want to do it. And I was like, oh, I have to go in with a flying fox. And then HBK's waiting for me backstage, and he gives you a handshake. That's my childhood hero giving me the okay to do his gimmick at WrestleMania. And it was fucking amazing. Now it's just this weird going through the motions career mode that it doesn't have any real highs to it. I don't like not being able to start my own feuds. I think WWE Raw on the original Xbox, I was like, you know what? I goddamn hate the way Christian's strutting around backstage. I'm going to smack him over the head and start beef with him. And it was that simple.
There's one thing I'll probably stop you there.
Yeah.
You can start your own feuds in WWE 2K18, but this is the but. It's only at certain points in the storyline, and it's only with select characters that they throw backstage. So the most of your time in the My Career mode of 2K18 is you're walking around backstage, you're talking to various people. They've usually got one paragraph of shit to say. See you, Koji Boo, take it easy.
Good night.
Bye.
They are, like, you know, standing around, like, useless, like, playing on their phone, or just standing around looking at a brick wall or something like that backstage. And there's several different areas that it's basically the same stage that you can do for backstage brawls as a fighting component.
Yeah.
So they've just taken that and they've just placed several different wrestlers all around the place. Like, for fuck's sake, they've got Nia Jax, Emma, what's his name? Titus O'Neil, whoever else, like, just plocked in the car park. Like in the backstage car park where all the WWE trucks and shit are. They're just like standing there, staring blankly out to space. Like, you walk up to them, and then sometimes they'll give you a quest, which is just basically an extra challenge of what to do in your match. Like, you've got to use a foreign object
aerial
in
moves
your
or
match.
something. Yep.
Yeah, like, you've just got to complete a foreign, like you know, an objective, like hit them with a foreign object, or hit an aerial move, and, you know, win with a 3-star rating or some shit like that. Like, they've just got all these random wrestlers popped out backstage. As far as the feuds go, your producer, who's standing by the curtain before you go out on the stage, he'll go, right, I want you to go and start a ruckus with somebody. We need to make some really, really good television. Okay. So you go backstage and you find somebody. Now, this is the part where I get really fucked off about this, okay? Because this is where my My anger has come from those many messages that I've sent you, Nick, on Facebook.
Yeah, it's
I started a fight. I started a fight with Neville, who is the proclaimed king of the cruiserweights on the actual TV show. Right? I started a fight with him. Right? I kicked his fucking ass the first time. Right? Kicked his ass, and then I go out onto the entranceway for the match that came up for the next night or something like that, and he attacks me from behind. I kick the shit out of him there. And then the subsequent two fights that I had with him backstage, or two backstage brawls, I beat the shit out of him with all of his health all the way down, and then all he has to do is leg sweep me with his arm. I hit my head on the concrete, and then Neville wins. That doesn't make sense. That's got to be a glitch. Let me try that again. So before the loading screen hits, I turn the game off, turn it back on, load back into it, and do the same fight over again. Same shit happens. I get his health all the way down. He somehow does this really piss-weak, pathetic move on me. It's like as if it's timed or scripted, like you said before. And then Neville wins. What the actual fuck?
Why not just rush to that point earlier, you know?
Yeah, and then I reset it for a third time, and I'm like, you know what? If he beats me this time, I'm just going to move forward with the story because this is annoying as shit. And then, like, he beats me then, and then I go and speak to my producer, and he's like, "Oh, you really fucked that up, didn't you? You're like, you're not gaining the traction of the crowd. They don't really like you anymore. You need to step this up. Go and bash him again." So I go and bash him again, and what happens? The same shit happens again.
100% out of your control, though.
100% out of my control. His health is all the way down to nothing.
Oh, forced jobbing. Dude.
Yeah, like, I don't get it. It's just... Oh.
Okay, so are you going to keep playing it?
Oh, I'm going to keep playing it. Probably not going to play the career mode as much anymore because that's pissing me off.
Yep.
But there are other aspects. Like, there is, as part of my career, there is also an online component where you can battle other players and win loot chests and shit like that. But I want to talk about the loot crates. Why the fuck are they even in a game like this? At all.
Is it... I experimented with loot crates, in a game... I can't remember which one, but I was like, this feels like I've unlocked the same stuff at the same pace as everyone else, and then I got someone to play it in front of me and start from scratch. Felt like they weren't random, it was just... Or if they were, the odds of you getting some things were higher than others. Maybe it's just like
I think
a little...
sometimes they definitely do have that whole thing where it looks random, but it's kind of not.
Yeah,
or it's like, your first loot chest, it is random, but like... only out of these objects, and these ones have a much lower chance of...
Yeah, you're going to get this thing. So maybe, like, it's a way of them kind of speed bumping your progress and kind of making it seem so much more rewarding than what it is, as opposed to just going, like, look, you've unlocked this. So
I think you've hit the money there, because it really feels like as if with, like, all of the stuff that I have to unlock out of these loot crates and stuff... It would be
I
so...
yawned like once accidentally, like 20 minutes ago, and then every time I see it on stream, it makes me yawn again, and I've gotten myself into this horrible yawn loop. Yeah.
Don't talk about yawning, that's the worst part.
I needed someone else to come in. I felt very alone.
I'll wrap this up here in a few moments, but...
You're losing hope, clearly.
I'm losing hope in both figuratively and
double meaning.
double meaning.
No.
The loot crate thing, like, you're absolutely right there, Nick. It does feel as though that they're padding the content of the game. Like, if I had all full access to those options, the game probably wouldn't be anywhere near as lengthy as it is. But at the same time, I think I could really live with something like a story mode, like from SmackDown 2. I don't want to have to go through all this bullshit. I like the developmental, then progressing to NXT, then the main roster. I like that component. But I don't like having to play all the whole politics and, you know, it sort of spreading out week by week.
I don't like drawing back so far in the curtain. I know that kayfabe's dead, but I don't want to talk to my producer and be like, oh, how do you think that went?
Yeah, like... Do you remember Baron Blade from last year's game?
Not off the top of my head.
He was one of the generic wrestlers that you got.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I do. I was gonna say he's not a real dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the backstage producer for NXT.
Fuck off, that buzzcut dick. No way.
No shit. He's got like yellow hair, like not blonde, yellow hair. He has this big fuck off earring that's on his right arm. He has this like tribal tat on his arm. He's got green and brown, like a green shirt, brown leather vest, and he's just standing around like this backstage, and he's like shaking his head. No, get back there. Oh, you did a really good job. Like he'll be shaking his head at you in disappointment, and then be like, "No, you did a really good job. You did a really good job out there."
Maybe he's waiting for you to take a drink so he can slip you a roofie, because he just looks like that kind of guy.
But so far, I'm going to end it here. So far, it's been pretty deeply disappointing. I haven't even played any of the exhibition shit yet, because I've just wanted to. I know that my career stuff is going to be the longest component of it.
Yeah.
And I think I played enough of that to know that I don't like.
Ouch. Not a great run for the current crop of sports titles this year.
Oh, speaking of sports titles, you wrote an article earlier in the week about how we should be doing sports titles.
Well, we talked about it last week on the podcast, and I think at that point you were like, we did.
Yep.
And I think that's what made Nick be like, this is all really interesting.
No, I was thinking it before I wrote it, but I'm not. I mean, I stole exactly what you guys said on the podcast and put my name on it, and you guys fell for it. No, I'm joking. No, I'm glad the response has been good, because as a journalist, I quite often, when you go to write something, you stop yourself. Like, I attempted. That was a review of NBA 2K18 3 times before I went, fuck it, and just wrote what I was thinking, and I'm glad it's actually resonated with a bunch of people.
The amount of stuff I've convinced myself out of writing or creating, only to see it, like, in the next week blow up in someone else's thing.
It's... I can't not like this guy anymore, Hyper. There was something about him that rubbed me the wrong way first, and I think he is deliberately pretentious, is Jim Sterling. I was just trying to, be against something because I'm a pretentious hipster myself. But there's been a number of times where we've just Discorded or we've been on a game chat, and I'm like, I kind of feel like this, but I don't want to say it. And then Sterling will just be like, I'm saying the exact same thing because fuck it, and he just has balls on him. Because he said the same things as we have about a lot of some companies put pressure on you to review a game, and when you get notes, when you get that A4 sheet or a little booklet that comes with a game review, and it's don't play past this point, don't mention this, don't talk about this, don't play it. Your review's already on rails the moment that it's begun. Yeah, and that's kind of like the exact spirit of CritDMG is let's get the hell away from that. And I think, I don't know, when you're looking to jump out of that plane and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it, someone needs to push you, because I didn't know if I was going to write that. Then we talked about it on the podcast. I've asked a couple of people. I want to be brutally honest, but I don't want to get blacklisted at the same time. What equates as coverage? Someone's giving you a game and they don't, they want a good review, obviously, but they'll accept a negative review as well. What is our job exactly? You know what I mean? I think everyone needs to make us super famous, and we can have a Patreon, and that way we can just do whatever without feeling constricted at all. Yeah, I mean, that is the goal when it comes to why us three have come together. We're sort of sick of that kind of crap, and myself especially, because every time I write a review, it feels like as if I want to say things, and then I also stepping on eggshells at the same time. Yeah.
I feel weird in that I've never felt that way, and maybe I should have felt that way. I've always been incredibly honest in my reviews, which has meant that some of my reviews have an incredibly negative tone. I've never really feared the repercussions.
I've said this to you 3 or 4 times, though, Hope, before we worked together, was that you've always been brutally honest and there's not enough of that in the industry. When you told me that you were looking to write again after taking a bit of a break, I was like, let's get you to Sticky Trigger, because I had so much respect that I didn't shit on The Sims 4, but I certainly didn't tell it. Like, I told it how it was, and then the score didn't reflect that. And you messaged me and you're like, kind of feel that score's a bit high there. And I was like, it is, but again, felt trapped by the career we've built ourselves. So
yeah,
I can see, if you're telling me that if you've always been running on 0 fucks given, I would believe that.
Yeah, back in the day, I wrote a review for books about Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games on 3DS, and if you ever want to read just a rage piece of a review, I believe I refer to it as the stinky dark armpit of gaming. Ooh. I recommend readers purchase something more interesting, such as some toast. I've never had that fear. And it's probably why I'm maybe not the best of friends with, all the publishers and things like that. But I also do generally, I feel like I'm fair as well. Like, I don't go into a game to hate it. I go into a game hoping it's good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I think there's a fine line.
So I think some people, like Zero Punctuation, he's kind of become known for just...
But that's his thing.
Yeah, like gasoline fire on people. That's kind of, it's like, it's...
I still love him. Like,
yeah, it's like, it's heightened.
It is.
Everything's heightened. It's like he's pushing it that far for entertainment purposes. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's no such thing as being too honest in this industry. It's just the only person that's not going to benefit is you.
I think the issue with honesty in this industry, though, is it can come across as negativity due to how much positivity there is because of what's expected or what they think they need to do to continue getting games and exposure. So sometimes honesty, even if it's not meant to appear as negative, when it's contrasted with what else is out there, it can.
Yeah, and gamers also, when you like something, you're so quick to just try and convince someone why they should like it too. And journalists, you can have a giant target on your chest because, you can, like, I never cared for Halo when it first came out. And I remember I wrote just a blog piece about that, and it got so much traction on my IGN because people were like, you know what? I can see that you don't like Halo and you've presented it in a way that I'm not outright offending people. And I was really happy that I got that kind of response to it. But I think so many people were drawn to that blog piece. Like, it got a lot of reads. And I think it was because they immediately read it and went, what? How can you not? And then just rushed to the comment section.
Yeah. This title offends me.
Yeah.
I won't read the rest of the article to find out why.
Yeah. But they did, which was really good. Somehow waded through my awful writing when I first started.
Don't you love reading old stuff?
I repeated myself a lot.
Watching old videos. Watching old videos is the hardest thing, and I never want to do it ever again.
Yeah, I really, I remember it was the anniversary the other day, the first thing I ever wrote, which was a Battlefield 3 preview. And I just repeated myself a lot, but not like sentiments or statements or anything. It was just more like word choice was really poor and not varied. So I'd be like, the game does this, the game does that, the game does this, and I like it. It's just same kind of notes over and over. Whereas now I will say the game, like the name of the game, and then I'll say the game, and then I change it up a bit.
I try to never actually say the game, like the game. There's usually a better way of putting it.
Depends.
But it's just in the past I've done it so much that now when I do it, I hell notice it.
Yes.
I'm like, that again.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. I guess it's, you want to be varied and interesting, and tried as I did back in the day, I wasn't. And I started doing, my reviews now are more the way I talk, with a little bit of variations from there. Whereas before, I think I was really trying to sound like a journalist, and you know what, you can get your point across however the hell you want, and if people like it, then they like it.
I think, especially when you're talking about video games, unless you're doing a really in-depth analysis, a common tone is actually the best one, because it's the most relatable. Like, I like to talk about video games the same kind of way that I would talk to someone about video games as a friend.
Yes. Absolutely. What are you doing, Hyper? You're just hanging out in the chat.
I am.
We got work to do, mate.
I think that's actually all we had to talk about. So unless you guys want to discuss anything else,
I do
my
have
work is
one
done.
thing that I want to talk about before we sign off.
Okay.
Nick, did you see the Razer camera that I tagged you in on Facebook?
Oh, the webcam one with
dude.
the light around it.
Yes. Yeah.
I want it.
I want
want
it.
I want to be pretty.
I want
Razer,
it.
I want to be
Razer,
pretty.
hook us up. Look at our varied lighting. Come on.
You guys are both beautiful, and I look like a pink shit.
Yeah.
That's also because you were playing around and fucking around with your settings before we began.
Yeah, I know. I've just got a new computer.
I think I really like
Also,
the look
I
of
probably have the oldest webcam out of all of us. So I think if Razer's going to give anyone one, it should be me.
that. Yeah, no, that webcam really looks dreamy. There's some really cool, I guess you'd say high-endish stuff. Because I thought the Logitech C920 was amazing, and it really is, but
Oh,
bad boy had a
dude,
light
in the
around it.
comments, you're getting... Oh, get out of your swamp.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Sweeney G, he's playing with fire.
Yeah, I just flipped him off.
Do you know what? And now it's going to be the 3 amigos. We're really going to have to start paper, rock, scissorsing reviews on tech things if they come our way, because I wanted that portable green screen thing where you just pick it up and extend the support and it goes, and you've got a green screen behind your chair. And
You mean the thing that I have that cost me $25?
no, there's a Pimpo Elgato version.
you should definitely link us your shit, buddy.
I will link you my shit.
Yeah, the Elgato green screen Panda. It looks
The
really
Elgato
cool.
green screen that they wouldn't ship to Australia because it was too big to send in with a courier.
Yeah.
It would cost them way too much.
Yeah, well,
Look, if it can't fit in a kangaroo's pouch, you just can't have it.
Well, I can fit in a fucking kangaroo's pouch and I'm 140 kilos.
yeah, well, green screen just kind of.
Are you?
It takes a couple of kilos off.
The camera adds 10 pounds, but the green screen takes a few.
That's going to be the next thing of webcams, is that we're going to have Snapchat style filters that just kind of
That make you
tuck
pretty?
us a certain way and even out skin tone and things like that. Because right now I'm blasting myself with 2 really hot studio lights to... I look like Kirby with a beard otherwise.
So your lighting is absolutely perfect, Nick. I'm
Yeah,
using...
your lighting is
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Your lighting is perfect, but...
You look gorgeous.
My 2 lights that I'm using are 2 gooseneck lamps. One's sitting on top of my Edifier RB2000s. And
Yep.
then the other one's sitting on my partner's computer over there. And it's so inconsistent because whenever I turn my camera back on, I have to reconfigure, like, there's a very minute color value change in the chroma key. Otherwise, it just fucks up completely.
Yeah, now that I'm actually going to be streaming more and everything like that, I will invest in a proper lighting solution for here. When I do videos, I have 2 proper stand-up studio lights for, like, proper videos, but there's no room to put them in front of my computer.
Do you live in a dungeon? Is that why the lighting...
Is that because I'm a troll?
No,
I see you found my dungeon!
like Trapdoor, that series. No, I just... yeah, no, I'm happy with my lighting, and I think it just came with the green screen setup, lights, and $200 later. Oh no, people are disappearing.
Oh, shit, Hope's gone.
Well, is Hope there at all? You know what? There's a
Uh,
thunderstorm cranking outside my house, so maybe we should wrap it
Yeah.
up.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone. I think Hope's just messaged. Her PC just died. Her brand new PC just died.
Oh my god, stay tuned, viewers, because we'll have to...
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. We all lost hope. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the CritCast. This stream is not over. Once I shut down this stream, in a few moments, I'm going to be switching over to my personal setup, and we're going to be continuing on with some video games. So be sure to check out these two lovely people, streamer Dubar TV and streamer Muse Shake. Go give them a follow. Hit them up on Twitch. Hit them up on their Facebook and whatnot. And we'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye. And I'll say goodbye for Hope. Oops.
Goodbye.
She's gonna fucking kill me.